Got the band back together, baby. Welcome to the Wrestling Council. Welcome to the Wrestling Council. I should have had you do it this week, Boogie.
It's all right.
Dang, man. It's your show. I'm just here. I'm just here for the Bud Light.
We are here every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, talking about all the cool stuff in wrestling. I'm joined, as always, by my good friend, Hollywood Frank.
HW, baby.
And the OG of TWC.
Right
the
there.
One and only.
Right there.
Mr. Talkin VAWLS, Boogie Bentley.
Dude, I'm just admiring Hollywood's shirt. Oh, dude.
Oh,
I almost
yeah.
ordered one when they had the sale. Oh, I didn't realize you guys had the same shirt on.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah, I saw Bob's. You got the I was there on the back.
Yep.
Authentic. What a heck of a pay-per-view for you two idiots to go to, man.
Oh, my God. Man. I'm going to tell you right now, man. Like, we were talking about it. It was like, the only thing that would make this better is if Boogie was here.
Dude, we got to do it, man.
We got to do it, man. I don't
show.
care. Dude, I don't care if it's just like some local thing. I don't care if it's a major pay-per-view, man. We have got to go to a show.
I should have drove up, man. It's not like it's that far of a drive. We could have met up and done. We got to do it. We got to do it. We'll do it.
This was a tough one to get tickets for, though, man. I mean, It was like they were on. When they went on sale, they were gone.
Yeah,
like they were just gone. But oh my God, it was such a fun show. So much freaking fun. But yeah, me and Frank, we're gonna do it, man. At some point, I don't know, maybe not this year, but definitely next year, we are going to be at a show together. But anyway, guys, let's go ahead and before we get into anything else, let's go ahead and see who's here with us. Pro Wrestling Guru said, "Boogie the Goat."
That's
not
right,
kidding,
baby.
brother. Thanks for being here, man. Courtney, hey guys, happy 50th show. Welcome back, our brother Boogie.
5-0.
Big 5-0. I turned 50. The show turned 50.
Oh, wow. We're all getting old and on the way to the grave.
My God, dude, man, we were on our way when we were walking down to the freaking United Center. Like the whole time, I'm going, my God, my knees hurt. But Maldecita said, "Sup, people, man." Well, you know what we gotta do now.
Sup?
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 Hello.
What's up?
What's up?
Up.
I even brought this just from Maldecito. Just from Maldecito.
It's
Got
back.
this guy out of the closet just from Maldecito.
It's back. The Andre the Giant Funko Pop.
5-0, baby.
Jason
5-0.
Eagleson said, "Boogie." What's up, Jason?
What's up, Jason?
Maldecito the good. Bob Ugly crying when Shibata came out. The bad. All my streams kept being pulled down. The ugly. The summer of injuries continues. Oh my God. Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely. We're definitely going to be talking some Forbidden Door, guys. It was a hell of a show. Maybe a little bit of other wrestling news, but before we do that, as always,
Boogie's
we
finally
have
here
our
to class this place up again.
Yep. Yeah, classes plays up again. We got our favorite segment. It's something we call the good, the bad, and the ugly. Boogie, you are the guest of honor today, so you get to start first. Give us your good, bad, and ugly, my brother.
The man, good. I don't have to watch WWE anymore. The bad, probably something WWE related. The ugly, I would imagine something that happened on SmackDown. No, for real though, my good, man, gosh, it's so hard because this entire pay-per-view was so freaking good.
Oh my God.
Like top to bottom. Like
Yeah.
every match was so good. Like I've even got it playing in the background right now and watching Orange Cassidy. Gosh, what a match that was. I could easily say that's my favorite match. But I'm going Claudio, man. Claudio and Zack Sabre Jr. And I know a lot of people don't dig Zack Sabre Jr. because he's so slow. Like his matches are so technical and so many counters, reversals. He's great. But it's almost like a select few people can watch the ROH Pure tournament and actually enjoy it because there's not a whole lot of flying around and high spot. It's grappling. And I felt like Claudio kind of brought Zack Sabre Jr. a little bit quicker pace. That's favorite match of the night. That's my good. My bad, same match. What could have been? Bryan Danielson Bryan Danielson versus Zack Sabre Jr.
Yeah.
Like somebody said earlier, Maldacito, I think, said the injuries, the summer of injuries, Punk missing, Bryan Danielson being out, the ugly Adam Cole getting concussed.
Yeah.
I was listening to Brian Alvarez. He thought that he was supposed to duck the Rainmaker. I think he was supposed to take the Rainmaker.
Yeah.
And then Jay White was like, okay, no, I'm going to go cover Adam Cole and kind of maybe continue a storyline there. Why did he cover Adam Cole when he could have covered Okada? I think that was the storyline, and Adam Cole wasn't supposed to duck. Dude was out of his mind.
Well,
that was ugly.
That's the other thing. If you watch, when he goes to cover Adam, Adam tries to get up, and he pushes him back down. He's like, no, dude, you need to stay down.
Yeah,
Like,
it was
like
weird.
he's like, dude, and he was just completely out of sorts. Yeah, that was really scary for a moment there, man. And at first everyone was like, is that? And everyone was saying like that was clunky, that didn't feel like that's what it's supposed to be. But as soon as the friggin' the ref and the doctor hit the ring, man, you knew something was up. So hopefully it's not super serious.
Heard it was his second concussion in like the last month.
Well, he had a shoulder injury he was dealing with.
Yeah,
I don't think
Alvarez said it was his second concussion in a month.
Yeah, that ain't good.
Yeah,
that's not good. But because concussions, man, those things are a lot worse than people think they
I
are.
was telling Rob, if you saw at the end, Hangman rolled into the ring, stopped, rolled back out of the ring. So I think there's supposed to be something more going on.
Yeah,
with those guys and the young bucks, but.
Yeah, they said that
when he saw what was going on with Adam Cole, he just
Yeah, they said that there was supposed to be at least a couple more minutes on that match, but I think everybody immediately sensed that something was wrong with him, and they're like, we just take it home, let's go. But cool, all right, my good, dude, man,
we all know what it is.
Yeah, the whole damn show, man. The Forbidden. If I had to pick anything from that, though, man. Like you said, it's tough to pick from it, man. Shibata,
yep.
Shibata coming out like it's like we saw the tweet from Tanahashi where he and Shibata were having lunch together, and I'm like, and I tweeted out there, but I was like, guys, I know it's not gonna happen, but just saying, Shibata's in town, and I'm gonna tell you what, man. You talk about a pop. There were three giant, like there were a lot of pops last night. I mean, on Sunday, but the three biggest ones, man, Claudio coming out, Okada, and friggin' Shibata coming out there and just cleaning house, dude, man. And it was so cool to see him, guys. Like I said, I'm an old school New Japan guy. I love New Japan. When he got injured, that was devastating. So. Yeah, dude. Did I ugly cry? Almost, man. I'm not kidding, man. I was getting choked up. I was like, this is the best shit ever. But yeah, just like Boogie said, man, it was a great show. There wasn't a bad match on that show. Not all of them were 5-star. Not all of them were great. There was nothing bad at all.
Don't let him lie to you, Courtney. He was crying.
Yeah,
he was crying tears of joy. He was so happy.
The bad limited swag for the show, man. Like,
oh really?
Yeah, dude. I was expecting them to go all out, like really, like crazy, go all out. But it was not. There wasn't a lot of stuff, man. There wasn't even a lot of AEW stuff. There was like maybe like 5 or 6 T-shirts.
Yep.
Jay White's tracksuit. They had that, and then the hats. They had 3 different kinds of hats, and then 2 almost nothing from New Japan.
They had this.
They had that banner right there, and then they had one other banner.
Years of New Japan.
Yeah. And then they had one other one. Yeah. New Japan's 50 now too, man. There you go, man. The universe likes to align. But and then they had some signed memorabilia, and that was it. It was really limited. I was really shocked.
And the belt.
Oh yeah. If you wanted to buy an AEW World Title replica, it was only $800.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was like holy shit, dude. There was a couple of people walking around with them too. So you knew, yeah. So some people dropped some friggin' bank on there, but so that was my bad. So because we by the way, Courtney and Maldacito, we got your guys' shirts. We're gonna be sending those out to you. This was the best thing, so this is what you're getting. And so I got your addresses. We'll be sending that to you shortly. So I appreciate you guys. You guys won the sign. Yeah, you won. You won the sign contest, and I forgot to take the sign. The beginning of that day was so bad, man. Like I forgot to lock my car, so we had to run back to that to lock it in there. And then I realized I forgot the sign. It sucked. But anyway, still got it. We'll keep using it. You'll see it. You'll see it at the next AEW show here in Cleveland in a couple of months, because we're going to that too.
2 months. 2 months.
Yep. But the ugly, sticking to WWE, former WWE wrestler corroborates Rhea Carlton's accusations against Vince McMahon. Good God, man. I swear, man, every day is just more and more and more about just ugly shit coming out of friggin' WWE. And Vince not giving a shit.
Yeah,
Dude,
another law firm joined the group that's there now.
Yep, so that makes 6. So
the way he came out and started that SmackDown right after all this started tells you how much he cares. He does
dude,
not care.
He did the same thing on Raw this week. So that's the last 3 shows. He's come out and he's just basically like right there.
He does not care. Does not care.
0 F's given, man. But that's my good, my bad, my ugly. Hollywood, yes.
This shirt says it all. Okay, Forbidden Door.
Yeah.
Oh, good Lord. 13 matches. 13. Woo! Sure didn't feel like 5 hours though.
It did, dude. It really didn't. When they announced like the buy-in was going to be an hour long, I was like, oh geez, God, man, 5 hours of wrestling, that's going to be friggin' awful, dude. It flew by. I was like, wait, what? I was like,
I had a panic attack because I go to bed early. Like I got to get up at 5 o'clock for work. There's no way I'm staying up till midnight on Sunday night. And I didn't start watching it till last night. Like I watched the first few matches and avoided the internet. And then I was going to go watch it. And I got a message from DirecTV basically saying this rewatch period has expired. And I was like, oh my God, they're going to charge me another $50 to watch this. But thankfully it was still on the DVR. But yeah, 13 matches, that's a lot. That's a long time to sit and watch wrestling.
Yeah. But like Frank said, man, like it didn't, like when they announced Moxley versus Tanahashi was next, I was like, wait a minute, did we miss some matches or something? And I went back there, I was like, oh my God, this whole friggin' card just went through. And yeah, we were shocked, man. I was like, this did not feel, that's how much energy was in that friggin' building. That's how awesome it was. And I'm gonna tell you something, man. Like we'll talk about it a little more as we go forward, man. All the props in the world to the friggin' all the New Japan talent, man, because you could tell they were so freaking happy to be in front of a live crowd that could actually react. Because I don't know if you guys know or not anything about this or not, but in Japan right now, they still have COVID lockdown regulations in place for all live shows. No cheering, none of that. All they could do is clap. And
but
these
even
guys,
still, and not to keep hijacking Hollywood's good, bad, and the ugly, but Okada did the
Rainmaker
media scrum. He did the media scrum after the show, and he basically said the U.S. gets it. The way they react to wrestling is what we want. And he was like, I understand that Japan's different, and it's always, even without the restrictions, it's always very much, oh, yay, very quiet, very reserved. And Okada's kind of like, follow what the U.S. is doing. That's, like you said, they were soaking in that energy, man. Sorry, Hollywood.
It's all right. Did we ever think we would ever see this? Did we ever think we'd see this happen? No.
Not on this scale. Never. But it was awesome. All right, so that's your good, brother.
And Boogie said it. Cesaro had the biggest pop of the night.
Dude, the roof came off that place.
Even though majority of people knew that it was going to be him, he had the biggest pop of the night.
Yeah.
My favorite match, though, was, and Boogie just watched it, was Orange Cassidy versus Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay.
Oh, my God.
He's so good.
Ooh, he's so freaking. And you know what?
So good.
He's always been awesome. But now that he became a legit heavyweight and he's actually slowed it down a little bit and he's working ring psychology into all of his acrobatics and everything, he's still the guy. He could still pull off all those moves, but now he's just he's so much better as a wrestler than he was like 3 or 4 years ago. in my mind, one of the top 5 wrestlers working today.
And unfortunately, the bad is injuries. Still more injuries.
Yeah.
Adam Cole, Dax Harwood. Separated shoulder. Yes. No. Is it real?
That's
is it
a word.
fake? Is
That's
it
a
shoot?
That's a word.
Yeah. I think he may have he may have like an existing injury that's like he's working through it, but I personally don't think it's real. I think it was a work.
No,
yes,
the match was laid out too perfectly after that.
Yeah, Courtney, people did leave to get drinks or bathroom break or whatever during the Tony Storm Thunder Rosa match.
Yeah, they left, but they did come back. They came back, like in the middle of the match. So, and that's one of the few low things of the show. It's not that it was a bad match. We'll talk about it more as we break out all the matches down as we go through it. But
and then even Dana Brooke in a car accident, she's banging.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah,
and then the ugly. It's just you pay your money, you go to these events. Unfortunately, people do stupid things, get drunk. There's a fight in the stands. 2 guys got taken out in handcuffs in the last match. And then some idiot climbs over the railing and is taking pictures of Ty Conti's behind.
Ass. Yep.
And gets taken out.
Over the rail?
Oh,
yeah. It's not good enough to take him from behind the rail.
Dude, this guy was almost
over the rail.
Over the rail, and he was like down low, like just like you knew what he was doing.
Let me tell you something. There's a thing called Google. You can find all the Ty Conti you want.
But and the idea too is he's got a floor seat, dude. Those things were $800 plus a pop.
And it was the first match. It was the first match of the night, and you get kicked out of the building at the first match.
Yep. By the way, got my vodka and lemonade here.
I got a little Jim Beam Coke Zero. Cheers to
sir.
the 50th episode of the Wrestling Council. Cheers, my friends. Yep. Cheers.
But they talked, Justin Roberts talking to fans, and they had fans from New Zealand there.
Oh, dude, there's a guy that flew in from freaking New Zealand for this show. That's like a 32-hour flight, man. That's crazy. But all right, Frank, and that's your
GBU, man. GBU.
Yeah. But yeah, all right, guys, let's get into it, man. Let's talk about it. All right, so the buy-in, even the buy-in wasn't bad. Although the Gun Club and Max Caster versus Coughlin versus the LA Dojo, that was weird, man. When the Gun Club just ran out because of Danhausen. It was just such a strange friggin' match, man. That was one of the few that was like I get what they were doing, but I don't know like what the hell they were thinking about for that.
It's just that funny story of Billy Gunn caring more about them than he does his own sons.
But it makes but one thing is it makes the friggin' dojo look bad because they got 4 guys got beat by 2 guys.
See, I thought that too, but at the same time, that's what those guys from the dojo are there to do. But again, I get excited when I see the guys from the dojo wearing all black. Although I was pissed that the one dude had on the shorts. You gotta have trunks. Black trunks, black boots. I didn't like that. But yeah, they got punked, but that's what they're there to do.
Yeah, I mean they're there to they're in developmental. That's what they're doing.
We can't talk about Danhausen because he didn't do much on the pay-per-view.
Nope.
I love Danhausen. I love him. I was debating. I was like, let's go OG Bullet Club because it was a New Japan show. And I'm like, let's just rock the OG Bullet Club. I've got the Hookhausen shirt. I've got a Danhausen shirt. The dude, he met, talking about Will Ospreay, Hollywood, you mentioned it earlier, the Will Ospreay match, how good it was. Orange Cassidy can go, man. Like, everybody when he first got signed thought, okay, this guy's a clown. He's a joke. He's shown time and time again. He can go. He can wrestle. He's as good as anybody. I don't think that Danhausen has that. And I love, Johnny Cage. I love that Danhausen. But I don't think he's ever going to have that appeal that Orange Cassidy has because I don't think he's as good of a wrestler. But the dude is entertaining. I get more entertainment out of his vlogs, out of his social media, as I do him. Him and Hook is the perfect pairing, man. I just had to say that because I know there's not really any other chance to talk about Danhausen, but love that Danhausen.
I don't. It's not for me, but I get why people like it. Same thing with I mean, like you said, Cassidy could go. Like everybody that was taking a crap out of that match, I was like, guys, that match is going to be freaking awesome. That match could possibly be the match of the night.
Yeah.
So, and
Yeah,
for
I mean,
me,
you've
it
seen
was.
him do it with Jericho. You've seen him do it with everybody. The match he had with Pac, are you kidding me?
Yep.
He can go. He can go. Danhausen doesn't have that crossover appeal, but he's still entertaining as crap. You should watch his toy vlogs. They're freaking hilarious.
Yep. And then the was it Archer versus what's his name?
Camino.
Yeah, Nick Camarado.
Camarado.
That wasn't even announced. That was, it was. I'm glad it was short. It was an old school hoss fight, and I know why they put it on there. They put it on there because Archer is going to be in the G1, so they needed to put him out there a little bit. I'm glad it was short because it wouldn't have been very good.
Just going so slow, plodding along.
That was that's the thing, man. Nick Camarado, he's got a great look and everything. He looks like Hercules Hernandez and Bruiser Brody had a love child, but that dude needs a lot of work. He needs a lot of work, but I know why they did it. It wasn't terrible, wasn't great, and blessedly short. I'm missing one before the final of the buy-in.
It's QT Marshall who went in Aaron Solo. When QT came out, what a reaction. Like, I thought, what a great way to start the buy-in, because the heel reaction, the response to QT Marshall was great. Just a dirtbag, cheesy, goofy, easy heel. But the reaction was good to set the tone, man. Set the tone.
Yeah, old school heel.
Yeah.
You know, we talk about so much about how everything in AEW is so new and whatnot. That he's not. He's an old school type of heel, and it works. And I'm a big fan of Hiroki Goto. Yoshihashi's he's kind of he's a decent worker. He's not particularly great, dude. The friggin' reaction that they got though, man. It's like one of the things that people worried about was that fans would come in there and they wouldn't know who these guys were. Most of the people there, they knew who these guys were.
Oh yeah.
And it was a nice little match, man. You know, it was entertaining. But then of course the big the main event for the buy-in, Swerve Strickland and Keith Lee versus El Desperado and Yoshinobu Kanemaru. Dude, they made that like. You look at Keith Lee, man. You look at these two guys, like he's just gonna murder these dudes, and they did a good job of telling the story, man. They went after his legs. They took his legs out.
They kept chopping at him.
Yep. But I'm gonna tell you what, man. I think they're setting some stuff up here. I think we're gonna get Swerve versus El Desperado by themselves, man, because that's gonna be a match and a half. Because those guys were going.
Well, you keep saying that they're gonna break up Strickland and Keith Lee.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I think so, 100%, man. I think Strickland's gonna turn on him.
Them teaming up just felt like a waste to me. It feels like you brought in Keith Lee, you brought in Swerve, and it's like Keith they got so much talent. They don't have something for everybody, so it's like, oh, let's just throw them in a tag team.
Well, right. I mean, right now, four of their top guys are out, so this is the time to use guys like them. You know what I mean? You've got Kenny's out, you got Punk's out. Brian Danielson's out.
Adam Cole's out.
Jungle Boy's out. Adam Cole might be out. Jungle Boy's out. You know, they've got a bunch of dudes that a lot of their guys that they put on television every week, they're not there right now. So now, to me, now's the time to push these guys and get them into the circulation to keep this thing going. Take advantage of having this massive roster.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, we don't have him. What is your thoughts on MJF, Mr. Boogie?
That's another one that wasn't available for the show. MJF.
I don't know, because they asked Tony Khan after at the media scrum, and he says, but I think it's all just a big work. I really think it's all just a big work. He's the best heel in the business. He never stops working. I love the guy. He's keeping
kayfabe alive, man.
He is, and this is. I think it's an extension of that. And if it was a shoot, there's no way he would have gone out and got that microphone on Dynamite. I think it was Dynamite when he went out and cut that huge promo. That would have never happened. And then after that, of course, you keep him off of TV, right? Just continue to build speculation, and then when he comes back, it'll be huge. But, you know, in that promo, what he talked about is true. Everything he's done has been huge. He doesn't need the belt. He does not need to be the AEW World Championship, because every single time AEW had a pay-per-view, one of the big matches was MJF, whether it was with, you know, whoever, whether Chris Jericho, or all the stuff he's done has been huge, and it's been relevant. His match with CM Punk is one of the best things they've ever done in AEW. Gosh, the chill bumps I got when Punk came out, and it's the throwback to the old school ROH stuff, which is what MJF grew up on. God, it was so freaking good. And then anybody that knows the full history and you go back and watch and you see, CM Punk and Raven having the dog collar match in ROH and how much he learned from Raven at that time and how he's talked about it in shoot interviews. And now you come full circle and he's doing the same thing for MJF. The storytelling in the business and outside of the business is so freaking good. MJF. But on top of that, CM Punk, man, there's a reason he is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. He's so freaking good. He is so good at storytelling.
Yeah. And like you said, man, I think it's 110%. I think it's 110%. Yeah, 110% of work. I think it's all kayfabe, dude. And here's the thing: he's the kind of guy that Dick is like. If he has to stay off television for 3 months, he'll do it.
Yeah,
he'll do it because it's he's building this character for life, man.
And that's the thing is, what are you going to do with him right now? Right, you just wrapped up the whole Wardlow thing. It's like, let him sit. He got dominated, right? He built up this huge story, got dominated, which is perfect. Let the babyface win. Now let him create a little buzz, sit off, like you said, Bob. Let him sit at home for 3 months and pay him, and then bring him back and find something else for him to do. It'll be huge. It'll be huge when he comes back.
Yeah. Hicks Villain, appreciate it, brother. You've been a mainstay. Thanks for being here, brother. Appreciate that. He's going to WWE eventually. I think eventually he will go to WWE. He'll have a run there, but he's not going there anytime soon.
If there's a WWE to go back to in this carnation, because you never know.
Pro Wrestling Guru. We'll talk about this after we get run through the Forbidden Door card. But yeah, dude, I'm interested in the G1. All right, so next up we had
the kickoff show, the curtain jerker.
Friggin' Jericho Appreciation Society with Minoru Suzuki versus Eddie, Wheeler Yuta, and Shota Umino. Dude, this match was awesome.
Eddie Kingston and Suzuki
is the freaking
was
best.
So
dude.
Great. God, it was so good.
God.
Eddie, how about Eddie, man? He's a guy that he's not this crisp worker, but holy crap, everything he does matters. Everything he does, he's so over. His
character work is second to none, man.
Yep.
Second to freaking, and that blow up he had at the end when everyone came out for this, and when Claudio came out for this, and he's like, "F this guy!" It's just
spitting in their face and everything.
Because
he's always working his character. He's working his you talk about. There's not always a heel and there's not always a baby face, and that's what Eddie is. It's like, I'm a baby face, but screw Claudio. Like, I've got beef with him. I've got history with him. Piss on him, and that's why it's. Oh, character work! You can't.
Oh my God,
can't beat
dude.
it.
And you see Eddie get in the ring and just take down both the straps. And he's
he's just like, bring it.
Let's do it. Let's go.
And Suzuki, God, it's perfect. It's perfect,
dude. Again, talking about how these guys were so happy to be over here with a crowd that could just get into it, man. When everybody and somebody I mentioned talking about me, yelling Kaze Ninare at the top of my lungs. I did, dude. I stood up and I was like, just like everybody else in that freaking arena. And the camera actually pulled in for a second on Suzuki's face. And when all 18,000 people shouting that at him at the same time, he's supposed to be this tough bad guy. He got this biggest grin on his face, man. These guys,
like you said, it's a smart crowd. Like you said earlier, that crowd, especially Chicago, perfect place. Yep. That crowd knows everybody in New Japan. Everybody.
Yeah, and they were so happy, man. But this dude, the psychology of this match was so good. Jericho was just selling their shit out of everybody. Shota Umino looked like a freaking star in this match, and he should, because he's good, man. He really is.
Storytelling, once again, storytelling.
Yeah, and I knew that Jericho was going to win this, man, because going into Blood and Guts, they're going to have the advantage because it makes sense. It's the best part of the story. Johnny, I knew you would. I wanted to clip it, couldn't find you. Yeah, dude. I mean, I wasn't the only one, man. But by the time we got done with that show, man, I was so hoarse I could barely talk.
I knew Hollywood had on the green Wrestling Council shirt, and I saw an over-the-shoulder shot of a green, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's Hollywood!" But I rewound it over and over and over, and I'm like, "That's not Hollywood." He's talking to some chick, and I'm like, "I don't think Bob got up and left." So it was some chick and still with Hollywood.
No, I had another friggin' giant dude sitting next to me, man. So we were both like crunched in there. I'll tell you what, they packed those people in there like sardines, but I'll tell you, we didn't care.
2 months. We'll be on the hard camera side.
Yep, we got hard cam sides for the next Dynamite in Cleveland. So
7 rows up.
Yeah, we'll be bringing both. We're bringing the OG poster, the one back there with the old stuff on it, and then the new one that we made. So, but okay. So after that, we got where's it at? Where's that? Bullet Club. We got Bucks and El Phantasma versus Sting, Darby, and my favorite, Shingo Takagi, man. Dude, this was a fun match.
The dudes with attitude.
That's such an 80s freaking I kind of think that's why they did it. Because it's like an old school 80s kind of thing that they would do. Remember like the back in the old day, like the friggin' Southern Boys and the dynamic dudes and all that crap. I honestly think that that's what they did this for, because Sting's a part of it.
Well, yeah, the dudes with attitudes was a legit stable back in the day.
Yeah. But this was fun, man. It was fun to see the Bucks back in like their ROH Bullet Club gear back in the day. El Phantasmo is really good, man. He's a really, really good wrestler, and the storytelling in this was so awesome, man. Friggin' Sting no-sold that for that super kick.
Best part of the match.
That was
best
part
of the match.
And when they showed him up in the rafters, I almost thought he was going to come out of the rafters on the zip line and everything like he used to. That's what I thought was going to happen at that moment. Then, of course, he's just elevating him, jumping off of higher and higher stuff. Of course, he comes off the friggin'
top of the
tunnel of the stage, man. I'm like, oh my god, dude. But if he's
going to do it, died in WWE.
Yeah,
taking a buckle bomb, a basic simple buckle bomb, and now he's jumping off of anything he can get to, just diving.
But well, you know what? If he's going to do it, at least he's jumping off onto 4 guys, and they've all got a chance to catch it. But here's the thing: did you notice how he actually almost overshot them?
Yeah.
And he ended up going over them and landed on his freaking hip anyway. So I was like, "Oh God!"
I'm not hating on this match, but it goes to show how great the pay-per-view was. This was maybe my least favorite match, and it was great. I enjoyed it. Like you said, I love the double super kick, no sell, the dive. I love the old school Bullet Club music, and I love the old school, like you said, the ROH gear that the Bucks came out to. It's a great match.
Yep.
But there were so many good matches on this card.
Yeah, it was. There were so many. There were so many good matches on this card. What was next? Was it the tag match?
You said the tag match. Do we have another tag match?
No.
The site I've got has everything out of order, so I'm all confused. Roppongi Vice, United Empire, and FTR.
Yeah. FTR, Cobb and O'Khan from the United Empire, and then Roppongi Vice. So, and this was and I understand the psychology behind this. I know why they did the whole injury angle with Dax. I'm gonna tell you what, live they did it too well.
Look at Hollywood looking great, man. Why'd you zoom in on Hollywood? What is going on?
I didn't. He zoomed in on himself.
He's got cats and phones and look like Cecil. Look like Cecil. I got to take this call.
Yeah, he's got.
Don't worry, Hollywood. I'll take over, my man.
Courtney's just said, I just realized Boogie isn't wearing a GBO hat.
No, I'm wearing a baseball hat.
But no, like I said, I don't know how it looked on television. I don't know if they did like some crowd tweeting or something like that to pick it up. They did this angle. I think they did it too well, because people legit thought that he was really, really, really hurt. And it just took, for the first half of this match, it just took the air out of everybody there, because everybody was so concerned. People were trying to get into the match. They were trying to, and it was a good match. It got better when he came back, but it was a good match.
I knew it was a work. Based on the finish of the match. Mm-hmm. But at the time, I'm with you. I was like, okay, is he really hurt? Because a couple of things they did good. Number one, he gets hurt, he tags, he rolls out, and Cash came over to him. Mm-hmm. And he didn't just talk to him. He got down beside him almost as if to say, are you legitimately hurt? I got to figure out how to continue this match. You had the doctor come up. That's another added step to it. But when he came back out, took the hot tag, you knew it was a work at that point. And I get why they did it, but like you said, it was, and I think I might have said this on your tweet. I think you tweeted about it. It was a slow start, but then dang, once
he got back.
Once Cash got back, or Dax got back and took that hot tag, holy crap. It was a great match, and now my 6-star FTR shirt is pointless. I might as well throw it in the trash and order a new one. Those bastards, man.
Yeah. And here's the thing though, man. They, again, Ring Psychology, FTR are one of the best tag teams with it. There was when he was in the ring and he got in the ring with Jeff Cobb, he was yelling, I don't know if you could see it on television, but he was saying, I'm Dax, and like as if Dax was really hurt and he was taking Dax's place in that moment.
Yeah.
And I was just like, and that's when I was like, oh my God, he's really hurt. He's really hurt.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, dude, ROH made the best choice they possibly could leaving WWE. They are
FTR.
FTR, the best choice they could possibly leaving. FTR 3 belts, man. And they're setting it up for Bucks versus FTR 3. It's going to be awesome. But next match, Zack Sabre Jr. versus Claudio, man. Dude, when he came out, like you said, everybody knew, everybody was pretty much sure that he was going to be the guy. But when he came out, dude, the freaking roof came off of that place. And you could tell that dude is just so, and we say this about every person who leaves WWE and comes to AEW. He was so freaking happy.
Yep.
He was so happy. You could see it in him.
He was talking to the camera after the match.
Yeah.
You could tell the dude was living the dream, man. Pro wrestling.
Yeah. And from what I understand, Tony Khan signed him back, I think like June 6th or something. And he signed him for Ring of Honor. So whenever Ring of Honor gets started back up, he's actually going to be one of the main guys over there. But
that was the funny story about the whole thing, because Bryan Danielson didn't know he was signed. And Bryan Danielson called Tony Khan and said, hey, I don't know what you're thinking with me being out. Have you thought about Claudio? And he's like,
funny story.
I'll go ahead and let you. Go ahead and let you know you're the first one to know that he's your replacement at Forbidden Door.
Yeah, and then Tony Khan's like, yeah, funny story. I signed the guy like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So, Courtney said I was disappointed it wasn't Lee Moriarty. I don't know, man. Like I said, like the front runners for it was Claudio, Johnny Gargano, and Jonathan Gresham. Yeah. But I think he made the right move. It was so freaking awesome.
Every time he did something, whether it be the European uppercuts or whatever, it was just, the crowd was so into it for him.
Yeah. And like you said, man, a lot of people, this isn't their kind of match. Like Zack Sabre Jr. doesn't wrestle like anybody else. He doesn't wrestle like anybody else out there, man. He's so good at that transitional wrestling, where just transitioning from one move and turning it into a friggin' submission. Dude, I love that guy. That guy is one of my favorite people to watch in New Japan. And like you said, we're gonna get him versus Bryan Danielson. We're gonna get him. It might happen in Japan. It might happen at Wrestle Kingdom. It might happen at Forbidden Door 2. We don't know. Yeah. But at some point, it's going to happen. And Tony Khan, like one of the reasons why it took so long to get to Tanahashi is that Tony Khan said, I want certain matches to happen in AEW. He wanted Moxley versus Tanahashi to happen in AEW. That's why it took so long to happen. He might do the same thing with Bryan Danielson and Zack Sabre Jr. That might be a match that he's like, I want that on AEW. So it might happen in Japan earlier. If it doesn't, maybe we'll get it at Forbidden Door 2. But that match is going to happen at some time. But man, I'm going to tell you what. The storytelling that they did in this match, and just if you're into like really like into mat wrestling, this Zack Sabre Jr. is your guy, and he doesn't put on bad matches.
Yeah, it's like Boogie said. A lot of people aren't into this. It's it's like pitching. If you got a pitcher's duel going on, people don't like it. They don't like to see 0-0, no hits, or 1 or 2 hits and nobody's scoring any runs, nobody on base, no home run. But that is the pure essence of baseball. I mean, I enjoy a 1-0 game just as much as I enjoy a 15-10 game.
I don't. I like being excited.
I would rather I'm with Hollywood. I'd rather watch a pitcher's duel. I would rather watch a defensive battle in football, and like I love grappling. Everybody that watches MMA wants a knockout. They want a slugfest. I'm like, no, let's get into the world of grappling that nobody else understands unless you're in that world. And that's what we're talking about with Zack Sabre Jr. If you are in that world and you appreciate it, then you're gonna love it. And Johnny Cage talking about wanting to see Claudio get the recognition he deserves. Let me throw some shade on Claudio. Does he have that it factor? Like we love him? The diehard, anybody that's listening to the three of us, these three idiots talk about wrestling, you're obsessed. You are obsessed with wrestling. If you're listening to three dorks sitting in their office or their living room and with nerd crap all over the walls, look at Bob, look at me, it's so stupid. If you're listening to three idiots talk about wrestling, you're obsessed with the sport. You love the sport. Does Claudio have that it factor to connect on that bigger scale? And that was kind of something that Vince said about him. As out of touch as Vince is, he's kind of right. Does Claudio have that it factor to go get that mainstream audience? I don't know that he does. I love the guy. I could watch him wrestle every night of the week, but I don't know that he has that Bryan Danielson it factor, that CM Punk. He's a better wrestler than CM Punk. He is. There's no doubt about it. But CM Punk has that it factor.
Yeah. I think if you let Claudio be himself, like if you've seen him on like, was it the Up, Up, Down, Down, things like that, he's a really affable guy. He really is. It's just that, and we all know how it is in WWE when they create a character, regardless of what you did on the indies or whatnot, regardless of what you did to get over, they create a character for you and they will make you fall into that category. And you're not allowed to deviate. Look what they did to Keith Lee. Yep. Keith Lee was the most over thing in NXT. They bring him up to the main roster and they just chuck everything about him.
Bearcat.
Yeah, it's just, and we've seen it happen time again. But yeah, dude, it's such a we could go on and on about this. We've done it before.
When Claudio picked him Sabre Jr. with one arm,
oh my god,
jeez, dude. Yeah, and here's the thing. The way Claudio wrestled this match in certain parts of it was very much a WWE style match. So he's bringing some of the stuff that he did in WWE here, but he's also just like he was like he was playing a character, and he was like when he's like begging, I was like yes, and like he's selling his shoulder, and he's like sorry guys, like I can only get 5 on the swing or that. That's the kind of stuff that I think he does really, really well. He can be really affable. Now, whether or not he could be upper echelon like someone like Punk or Omega or something like that I don't know. But I know he can definitely be better than he was in WWE.
Yeah, TNT title may be the ceiling.
And maybe a challenger for the world title.
North the Atlantic, All Atlantic title.
The All Atlantic title, which that is the next match. The All Atlantic. The inaugural All-Atlantic Championship, Malachi Black, Pac, Miro, and Clark Connors. Dude, I don't know if it, like I was saying, I don't know how it came over on television, man. Poor Clark Connors, he got friggin' annihilated in the first half of this friggin' match. But my God, that crowd got behind this dude, like the ultimate underdog, man, going after Miro. And when at the end of the match, in the second half of the match, when he started running wild and he put Miro through that friggin' table, dude, like I said, the roof came off this place, man. They were shouting, "Go Clark! Go Clark! Go Clark!" I
think it was almost the story they were telling. It's almost like heel versus babyface. The heel's going to beat down the babyface. Clark Connors, last minute replacement. Nobody expected him to do anything, so they kind of beat him down early. And it's like that gave him that good little comeback there towards the end of the match. My problem with this match, I'm happy with Pac winning. Like I'm good with that. My problem is you got a 4-way match and then you've got the IWGP World Heavyweight title on the line in a 4-way. A 4-way match is a tough thing to sell. You put 2 of them on a card and I'm like,
Yeah, and then there's also the argument that, why do you have another title? You've got other titles you can defend on here. You could defend the ROH World title. You could defend the TV title, which has been on television.
Yeah, it's a dangerous area. You start adding too many titles, then matches stop mattering.
Now,
you got trios titles coming soon.
Yep. Yeah, Tony's already got the belts made. They're just sitting in his office. So, and like I said, well, once ROH starts up and they kind of make it its own thing, and there'll maybe be a little bit crossover here and there. Once it's its own thing, I think that'll free that up a little bit. But I thought this was a fun match. Not the best match on the card, but definitely fun.
I agree.
Miro looked like a freaking monster. Loved that. And I love the back and forth between Pac and Malachi Black. I don't want that. That's a storyline I think needs to, culminate and move on so they can move on to other things.
I think it's going to continue into the trios tag titles. Though.
Yeah, I do. And I want them to put them on the House of Black. They got to put them on the House of Black first.
Yeah. I'm happy. I'm happy he got a belt too there.
Yeah. And Pac, you know what? I think the guy deserves it. He deserves to be elevated. And also Pac's the kind of guy that likes to move around the country. He likes to move around all over the world. He's the kind of guy that this is the kind of belt that I think you could go into another promotion and you could actually defend it there. And it would be fine. I honestly, I think that's the idea behind it too, that this is a belt that can go to New Japan. It could go to Ring of Honor. It could go to AAA. You could defend the belt anywhere. But that was a good match. The women's match. This is the one for me. This was the weakest match on the card. And it was weird because the first half of the match I thought was really good when they were doing the mat wrestling. I thought the first half of the match was good, and I thought it was pretty entertaining. And then the second half of the match, I kind of think it fell apart. Yeah. Now I don't know how you guys felt about it. For me, that's how it felt.
The crowd wasn't really into it. It really wasn't. I don't know how it came over on TV.
Yeah. I mean, they liked the entrances. It was when they were coming in, they were all over the entrances, man. But as soon as the action started, I think everybody kind of treated this as the intermission.
That is what happens with women's wrestling.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it because Toni Storm and Thunder Rosa are two of the best when it comes to women's wrestling. And like you said, they were doing a lot of chain wrestling, a lot of mat-based wrestling, really technical stuff that a lot of dudes can't do in the world of wrestling. But, you also have to look at how far women's wrestling has come, because at one point it's bra and panties matches and stupidity, and now it's Toni Storm and Thunder Rosa out there, chain wrestling, technical wrestling. It was a good match, but the crowd wasn't into it. And like Hollywood asking how it came through to the TV audience, the crowd was dead. They were, like you said, they popped for the entrances, then they were very quiet, and then they came up a little at the end.
Yeah,
it was a good match, but it was. I understand a lot of people say it was the worst match on the card, and that's not throwing shade at it. It's just
on a
loaded card.
Yeah, on a loaded card with friggin' banger after banger.
Yeah.
If this felt like a pretty good Dynamite match.
But when you're putting together a card, you can't have banger after banger after banger after banger. The crowd has to have a second to go.
Yeah.
Let me catch my breath. Catch my breath and bounce back into this thing. And that's what that match was.
Which is something that I'm actually surprised they didn't do here, because since it was a joint card with New Japan actually does an intermission on their shows. They'll have like a 15-minute intermission where everybody can kind of get up, go get something to drink, and go to the bathroom and just take a breath and just relax.
It's hard to do on pay-per-view.
I know. But and I feel like maybe this match could have benefited if they had actually done that. But then again, it's like you're extending out the length of the pay-per-view, and that's not good either.
Or you change the game and you throw QT more. I don't even remember what match did this follow. Do you remember what match this followed? I don't remember what it followed.
I think this match followed the Ospreay.
So there you go.
Yeah, I mean,
who's going to
can't do that?
You are laying down on a grenade in that situation, and I'll never forget Adam. It's called the popcorn match, Bob. That's what post intermission match is, the popcorn match, and it's because everybody's still getting their popcorn. They've not got back to their seats, and nobody really cares. You throw a match that nobody cares about. You let everybody get settled, and then you hit them with a banger after that. And when I came out of my retirement of wrestling, I wrestled Adam on a cancer benefit, and the booker said, "Yeah, you'll be the popcorn match," and I'm like, "Okay, we'll see about popcorn match," because I've not wrestled in like 10 years. everybody that I know, everybody that's supporting the Cancer Society is coming to see me and Adam wrestle. So you put us popcorn and we're going to blow the freaking roof off the building, and that's exactly what we did. But that's me just patting myself on the back saying, good job, Boogie. You showed them who's boss. But the bottom line is you put a QT Marshall match out there, you put that match right in this spot instead of Tony Storm and Thunder Rosa, and let them kind of, not care as much about that, and then you put Tony Storm, Thunder Rosa after QT Marshall, you probably get a different reaction. But at the same time, it's tough, man. It's tough. It is so hard to pace a show. People don't understand pacing of a show. It's the most difficult thing to book in wrestling. It is so hard.
And especially like I said, on a this kind of a freaking pay-per-view, man, when even though a lot of people were crapping on this card, man, it was such a fun, man. This is probably the most fun pay-per-view I've seen all year.
The only thing I would crap about is the build-up. They didn't have a lot of time to build up, but you got to take into account the injuries. But at the same time, you could do Forbidden Door every single year with no build up. Take the best of New Japan, the best of AEW, and put them together, and it's going to be great.
Yeah,
you don't need build up really.
Yeah, and it wasn't just that. There was a lot of intercompany politics that went on. That's why we didn't get the Andrade versus Ospreay match. That's why we couldn't get the Lucha Brothers on the show. New Japan had some guys that were doing media circuit, and like the reason why Okada didn't show up until the week before is because that was as soon as they could get him.
Yeah, and he had Ishii out sick.
Yeah, Ishii was had a knee injury. Hiromu Takahashi went out with a fever. Okay. It happens. But like you said, this is the kind of show that even without the buildup, man, this show was freaking crazy. It was absolutely freaking crazy.
Possibly the best AEW pay-per-view ever. Yep. Let's be real. Possibly.
I would say I think it was one of the top three. I definitely think All In was a bigger show. I think All Out 2021 was better, but not by a lot. As far as the excitement, this show was freaking awesome, man.
All In was one of a kind, man. That's one of a kind.
Yeah,
All In's one, and I can't wait till they release that DVD. Like,
oh my
that's
God,
one of a kind. It'll never be duplicated ever.
Nope. They said the gate was 1 million with the ticket sales, and another possibly 5 million in buy-in.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. It's huge. It's freaking huge. Now,
and you ready to spend your $2,000 for a flight to Japan next year for Forbidden Door 2?
I'm gonna tell you,
you think that's what's gonna happen?
That's a rumor right now. In Japan next year.
New Japan president wants to have the next one in Japan.
Do in Japan. Give it U.S. pay-per-view.
Yeah,
that's what you got to do. You can't put it on New Japan World. It's got to be available everywhere.
Yeah, well, that's what they did with this one.
Yeah,
and that's actually all of their New Japan shows in the U.S. That's what they're doing now. They're not for free on New Japan World.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what. The Chicago pay-per-view that they did last month, that was on pay-per-view. But all right. So and then what I thought was the match of the night: Will Ospreay versus Pockets. Will Ospreay versus Orange Cassidy. Dude, everybody that was crapping on this match when they announced it because they wanted on him versus Andrade. And don't get me wrong, him versus Andrade would have been amazing. Dude, this match was so freaking good. This match showed you two things. Showed you just how freaking good Will Ospreay really is. And it showed you how underappreciated Orange Cassidy's ability is.
No.
I prefer this over Andrade. And I love Andrade.
Yep.
This was good, man. This was good. This was
good.
Perfect.
Yeah, and the first 2/3 of the match is exactly what it should have been. It's Ospreay just beating him, Cassidy, doing his comedy stuff and getting a few moments here, but mostly it was just Ospreay beating the living hell out of him and dominating. And then that last third of the match is just them going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and counter after counter after counter, and just it was
near fall after near fall after near fall. It was just like
it was awesome, dude. It was awesome.
Could have easily been my favorite match of the night. Claudio match was probably my favorite. This one right up there, right with it.
Yeah, it was awesome. And then for me, the freaking moment of the freaking night, man. Katsuyori Shibata coming out and making the save after he was getting beat down by Ospreay and Aussie Open. like I said, for everybody out there that doesn't know, Katsuyori Shibata holds a special place in the fans of in the hearts of fans of New Japan. He came out of the same class as Tanahashi, Shinsuke Nakamura, and in my personal opinion, if he had not been hurt, he would be the bigger name of all three of them. He really would. He was amazing. Hiroshi Tanahashi is a better showman. And I would say Nakamura is too. But as far as wrestling is concerned, Shibata is a friggin' beast. He's the man, dude. And if he's getting, and we've seen it happen, man. We saw it happen with Edge. We saw it happen with Bryan Danielson. It might be happening with Paige. These injuries that put people on the shelf, 5-10 years ago, they're coming back from this stuff, man. And if he can come back and make a comeback and have at least one good run before he's done with wrestling, that would be the best thing in the world, man. And like I said, this is one of the three biggest pops of the entire night. My favorite moment of the entire night, and in a night with a pay-per-view, like I said, that was like nothing I've ever seen before. It was just so much freaking fun. This was awesome to me. I loved it. I loved it to death. And then we got the co-main event, the 4-way for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. I'm with you, man. I feel like New Japan loves doing these kind of matches. They love doing these like 3-ways and 4-ways and stuff like that. They love doing these 3-man, 6-man, 8-man tag matches. I feel like this would have been better if it had just been 2 people.
Yep.
I think it'd been better if it was just Jay White and Adam Cole, or Jay White and Kazuchika Okada or something like that.
Or even I think you got to go New Japan versus AEW. That way people are leaving thinking, because there was a lot of speculation, is New Japan going to leave with the AEW title and AEW going to leave with the IWGP title. So go AEW versus New Japan. Give me Jay White versus Paige, or Jay White versus Adam Cole. However you want to do it. It would have been better. Yeah, 100%. Jay White's freaking one of the best in the world. Holy crap, do I love that guy. God, dude, he is so freaking good.
Another dude that I really feel is kind of underrated.
A lot of people in the U.S., I feel, don't know who he is.
Yeah.
But he's so good.
Yeah, and that's another reason why I'm so glad this pay-per-view happened, so that some of the more normal, like some of the, I don't want to call them normies, everybody's a fan, but some of the more casual fans of wrestling can find out who these guys are, and know who they are and know how good they are, and so that the next time they see them, they're like, okay, this is awesome.
But so many people only watch WWE.
Yep.
And so it's like the Kevin Steens of the world. We've known how good Kevin Steen is for a long freaking time. He finally gets to WWE. Everybody talks about him. AJ Styles, kind of the same deal. AJ Styles may be a little bit different, but it's like, even still, man, his reaction when he first debuted at the Royal Rumble kind of showed people knew who he was. But there are so many dudes all over the world that just nobody. The Briscoes, I guarantee you, the casual fan has no idea how good the Briscoes are, and they are one of the best tag teams on the planet.
I don't know who that executive is that caused all the crap at Warner,
my God.
But that dude needs to be smacked. That dude needs to be smacked.
But it's freaking cancel culture in 2022. It's so stupid. So stupid.
Yeah, that was money left on the table right there, man.
Yeah.
Johnny, dude, I've been an Okada mark for a long time, man. That dude, and I'm going to tell you what, when he came out and he did the Rainmaker pose and they did the pullback, that friggin' crowd lost it. It was awesome, man. He was arguably in that match, he was the most cheered guy in all, and probably, like, again, one of the 3 biggest pops of the night. Yeah, I love them boys too. They're just so, that match against FTR was freaking money.
Dude, I gotta get that DVD. I gotta check Ring of Honor and see if it's available to buy.
Dude, it was so good, man.
Because I've not seen that match.
Oh my God, bro, Boogie.
And I love FTR, man, and I love freaking the Briscoes, man. 2 of my favorites. I've got to watch that match.
Yeah. I mean, that match was that's the kind of match that's right up your alley, dude. I mean, think about it. It's FTR versus the friggin' Briscoes. You can't go wrong with it, man. This match, like I said, I thought this match was awesome right up until the situation that happened. I love that you got kind of like I said, if you follow New Japan, you got a little bit of that rivalry back and forth between Okada and Jay White, and a little bit of callback between Okada and Hangman. Like they had, when Hangman was in New Japan, he was part of Bullet Club. and him and Okada, like they didn't like each other. They didn't like each other a lot at all. And then also Hangman versus Jay White, they had a lot of history because that happened during the whole Civil War thing in Bullet Club with Cody Rhodes when Cody came in there. So I love that they had these little callbacks to their history with these guys. I love Ken Kelly. Like I went back and I watched Ken Kelly calling this match. That's another big cool thing I love about this show is Ken Kelly.
Smart move.
The freaking voice of New Japan. And you could tell, man, he was vibing really good with Excalibur and Taz. Dude, the commentary on this pay-per-view was probably the best commentary they've had on any pay-per-view they've ever had. It was awesome. And but then, like I said, the back and forth was really cool. There was some really good storytelling in this. Unfortunately, the ending got marred because of Cole getting hurt. This match would have been one of the best. I mean, it was still a really, really good match. It would have probably been one of the best matches of the night if we hadn't got that ending. But yeah, here's the thing, man. That's the cool thing about Okada's that move, the Rainmaker. It's they can see it coming from a mile away, but if he hits it, it's over. You know it's over. But then in a match like this, so like I said, and I knew that they were going to protect Okada in this. Like, so he got protected in this, and but he made this match feel freaking huge. And yeah, this was awesome. It was a good match. Unfortunately, got marred by the ending. I loved it, man. It was a lot of fun. And then the main event, Moxley versus Hiroshi Tanahashi, the Ace versus the Death Rider. Dude, I was so pissed off because I hate Moxley's theme, dude. I'm not a fan of him.
Yeah, you're not a fan of the Wild Thing.
Not a fan of Wild Thing.
His last theme was probably better.
No, dude, his Death Rider theme is awesome. The theme in New Japan, that's what they were playing at the beginning.
Started with Death. You were so excited.
I actually tweeted this to Tony Khan like weeks ago. I was like, dude, when Moxley for Forbidden Door, can you please let him use his Death Rider music from New Japan? Because freaking Wild Thing sucks. And when that future music started, I was like, yes. And then like they did a couple of bars of it, and then I was like, son of a. He's like,
I don't even remember hearing that. Like, I really don't remember hearing that.
Yeah, and actually, the graphic was his graphic from New Japan with the barbed wire and everything, and then it turns into freaking Wild Thing, and I was like, oh come on, man. But yeah, Mousy, that's because Bob hates it. Yeah, it's because
Bob does hate it.
But what did you guys think of this match? Boogie?
I'm trying to let Hollywood go.
Sorry. I liked it. I liked it. I mean, it's my top three. I mean, is it my favorite of the night? No, that would be Pockets versus Ospreay, and then Zack Sabre versus Claudio, and then this is number 3. But good storytelling between those two guys. I thought Tanahashi was going to win. I really did. Set up CM Punk versus Tanahashi, but because Mox has already been there. Mox has already been the AEW champion. I just wanted to see some new blood in the title.
It would have been a really cool thing. I understand why they didn't do it because Tanahashi is going to be in the G1, and that's going to be starting up here really shortly. So that means at the very least your world title is going to be gone for about a month and a half.
Yeah, but if you're going to throw the tag straps on FTR, you can.
It's doable. It's just going to be really, really hard. And I think it's storyline wise, it would have been really cool because one, it gives Tanahashi one last run with a world title, which is something I would really like to do. It keeps, the New Japan guys in the eyes of eyes of the crowd, but it's just so hard to do, man. It's so hard to do with travel restrictions still being what they are between here and Japan. I understand why they didn't, but I wanted it to happen. I understand why they didn't do it. But yeah, this was a really fun match. The scrum at the end, dude, I thought was awesome.
I thought it was cool for Claudio to get that scrum at the end because
dude.
He came out looking like a main eventer in that scrum. The match itself I thought was good. I hate interim titles. I hate them in the UFC.
I do too.
I hate them in wrestling. This is not a championship title run. It's Mox waiting on Punk to get back. Punk's going to beat Mox, and then he'll move on from there.
Yeah. And
it's kind of dumb. And especially when he's not going to even be out that long. What'd you guys? You guys took the picture of them going back to the Sears Center in what, September?
Yep.
Yeah. Like, you can't leave your champion off of TV till September. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
That's what I said. That's what I said. It's like, look, and here's the thing. Let him defend it in Japan. Let him defend the belt in Japan. You know, like he can make 1 or 2 defenses in Japan between now and then you have the match with Tanahashi versus Punk happen at All Out in a couple of months. That's what I would have done, and it would have been such a different thing to happen, and it would have changed things up in a time when you really need to create some buzz with all the injuries that you've got. You've got to do something to really keep things fresh and keep it and keep things moving, man. And I think it would have been a good idea, but I understand why they didn't do it. It's just, if it were me, I would have pulled the trigger.
Especially with you just introduced the Atlantic title. You have the TNT title. You have the women's title. You have the TBS title. You have enough titles out there. You can take it off of TV for a short time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Joel, save your super chats for tomorrow night, buddy. Keep them in your pocket. Don't worry.
We can't do super chats. We're not, we don't have 1,000 subscribers yet. So help us get to 1,000 subscribers, man.
Joel,
and we'll take all the super chats you can throw at us, man.
I'll take your money tomorrow. Don't worry.
Yeah. appreciate the sentiment though, man. But
what did you think, Boogie?
About
the main event?
I liked it. My only issue was, like I said, the interim championship means nothing to me, but I like the main event. I was interested to see as the night played out, were they going to put the IWGP title as the main event or the AEW World title as the main event?
Yeah.
So I thought that was an interesting dynamic. But the match was great. Mox got busted open the hard way. But anytime there's blood, I think it adds to the story. I'll probably, I wouldn't have bladed in this match, but it was hard way, so it's fine.
Did his post-match Jabberjaw go over on the pay-per-view, or did that get cut off?
Oh, like Moxley talking after the match.
No, they had the brawl, and that was it.
Dude, you could actually find it online. It was pretty cool. Moxley was basically doing like, I love this shit, and I wouldn't want to do anything else, and it was cool. And then he really played up Claudio. Hey Lance, appreciate you coming by, man.
Claudio doing 21 spins.
21 friggin' spins, man, was nuts. But the thing that was really cool is that whole thing with Eddie Kingston, dude. They continued playing that through after they went off the air.
Good.
And Eddie just
going he came out and spit at Claudio and
spit in his face. Yeah.
Claudio and Moxley.
John, you can check it out on the AEW's YouTube channel. The continuation of that scrum afterward. But yeah, dude, and I'm 100% for that, man. Let me see Claudio versus Eddie. I want to see it. That'll be a friggin' awesome match. But yeah, guys, it was a friggin' fantastic pay-per-view. I loved it, and just imagine how much better it's going to be next year when they get everybody back. If it does happen in Japan, cool. Watch it on pay-per-view. But yeah, it was awesome. I loved it, and it's unfortunate that we didn't get the things that we wanted. But yeah, man, you couldn't ask for more from a pay-per-view.
Now, while we were sitting outside, I didn't get a great look at her, but some of the fans were saying that Riho walked by.
Yep, Riho and Michael Nakazawa. Yeah, they both walked by. I think she got lost, and she was walking around trying to find how to get in.
Wow.
And then she went and talked to one of the security guys, and Michael Nakazawa came out and was walking her back and showing her where to go. She had her face covered. She was trying to cover the face up. But yeah, it was dude, it was fantastic, man. Now here's the thing: where do they go from here, man? With all the injuries that they got, do they need to pick up some more people, or do they just use the people they got on their friggin' roster because their roster's so deep?
No, I just keep rolling, man. Punk, like I said, Punk will be back before too long. I don't think that Adam Cole will be out too long.
Yep.
I don't know.
I think Omega's going to be out by all in. He'll be back in by All Out.
And even Danielson, he was talking about wrestling on this pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And when he said, "I don't feel that great," Tony Khan's like, "Nah, take it off. Yep. You'll be fine."
He's not going to be there. He's not going to be at Blood and Guts. as long, I mean, like I said, I think he'll be back. He'll be back within the next month. So a lot of these guys that they lost, they'll get them back here in like a couple weeks, a couple months. Punk will be back. Punk will be back by All In. I mean, by All Out. I keep calling it All In. I don't know why they don't just call it All In.
They're going to do All In. Tony Khan said that in the media scrum too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they'll probably be doing Forbidden Door again, and that All In is because he bought ROH likely on the way back.
Yeah.
What's up, Base? You're the last one I thought would show up for the Wrestling Council, buddy.
By the way, everybody, all these guys coming over here from Talkin VAWLS. That's Boogie's. That's Boogie's thing. It's friggin' huge. It's blowing up like crazy. If you haven't already, because most of the people that are over here, they came from over there. But
yeah, he got Punk's got a foot injury.
Yeah, and they said that like it wasn't that bad. And he's probably in like another month he'll be working out again and trying to get in shape and get ready to go.
Yeah, he'll be on that September show. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
I thought maybe. I mean, I had no problem with what it did at the end with Claudio and those other guys coming out.
Yeah.
I thought maybe they would bring out CM Punk at the end after Moxley won.
Stare down and be like, I'll see you.
Because that crowd would have lost it if that music hit.
Oh my God.
But if you bring him back at that next Chicago, so keep him off of TV, keep him off everything, bring him back for that Chicago show, it'll be huge. It'll be huge.
Oh yeah, it's definitely gonna be. Yeah, he'll definitely be back. But I mean, just think about all the injuries that they've got right now. Bobby Fish, he's got an ankle injury. Anthony Bowens is out until like whatever. They don't know. Daniel Bryanson's down. Buddy Matthews is down with a shoulder injury. Punk's down. Darius Martin is out from this car crash. Jungle Boy's down. Omega's down. Kip Sabian should be back in time. Kyle O'Reilly's got an injury now.
You got Adam Cole now.
Yeah. Matt Hardy is banged up.
Jeff Hardy's gone for probably ever.
Scorpio Sky's got an injury. Red Velvet's got an injury. Man, they're just getting killed with injuries right now. But their roster's so deep. I don't think they need to go out and get in. I mean, would it be cool to see Johnny Gargano on TV again? It would be awesome. Do you really need him? I don't think so. I mean, I think
he's coming though sooner rather.
I
than
do
later.
too. I think he's coming. I think as soon as ROH starts and a lot of these guys move over from the AEW roster over to ROH, I think we'll start seeing a little bit more people coming in here. But right now, dude, you got Joe, you've got Jay Lethal, you've got Swerve Strickland, you got Keith Lee. You've got guys that you can insert in here and, shore this thing up.
And you got all those Ring of Honor men and women that you can bring in at any time.
Yeah. Malcito. You got Penta. Penta's awesome. You got Ray Phoenix. You've got Andrade. This is a good time to elevate Andrade.
Roosh.
Dude, him and Roosh on Rampage. That was awesome. That was awesome seeing them over there. Joe's hurt, but he's not hurt that bad. He'll be back here very, very soon. So I mean, it's you got the people to do it with, man. I just do it.
And you got Boogie's favorite. You got Hookhausen.
Oh my God! Here's the thing. Now I like Hook. I like his look. I like his moveset. I want to see, but I'm not 100% sold. I want to see him in a real match with real storytelling, and I want to see where he goes.
But I think this gives him the whole Danhausen thing. Gives him time to continue to get better and grow and learn.
I agree.
And you have Tully's group with Brian Cage. And it's like
I was so glad to see see Tully back, and Brian Cage is somebody that could be really good. He's a guy that you could start in there. I want to see him versus Keith Lee. I think that would be a great match. This Bob is a menace. Curse him. Hook should have stayed in a single competition. You know what though? It's like Boogie said, Courtney. I think they put him with Danhausen to give him some more time to develop. And now here's a question: do you think it's too early to put him on television? Because he's been really popular.
Hook? No, I think it has played out perfectly. Like I was questioning it, and then even when they were building where you thought you were getting Hook versus Danhausen, I was like, why are you doing this? You're taking two guys that are over like Rover, and somebody's going to lose immediately, and then they end up putting them together, which, Danhausen lost anyway in that little squash match. But it didn't matter. It worked. It worked. And I'm telling you guys, Tony Khan listens. He pays attention to what fans want, and what the fans want, he gives it to them.
Courtney, keep Brian Cage off my TV. Come on. Brian Cage is all right.
Are we finally seeing Jungle Boy on his own? Is that
I would, dude. I would love to see him when he goes up against Christian Cage. I would love to see Luchasaurus turn on him and have Luchasaurus become a legit heel and become like Brian Cage's muscle. Because I really think for Jungle Boy, for Jack Perry to elevate to the next level, I really think he needs to go on a singles run.
Yeah, let him do that. Let him do all that crap, and then bring MJF back and let him feud with Jungle Boy.
Yes, that would be awesome. Yeah,
like 3 months from now.
Yeah, keep the pillars going. Keep building these guys up. That's what they've been doing. And I think Hook could be in that. Like I said, I like his moveset. I like the way that they presented him and everything. I just need to see him in a full on 15-minute long match, just going toe to toe with somebody to see how he does as far as his in-ring storytelling. But we are at 15 minutes after, guys. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about? Anything you want to touch on? Boogie?
I'm good. I'm done. That's a wrap. That's a wrap on number 50. Cheers.
Yep.
The 50 episodes. Kudos to you guys for keeping this freaking thing going.
Hey, we could not have done it without the father, the Godfather.
Yeah, you could.
The Godfather right down there.
You're doing it without me. You're doing it without me every single week. Keep grinding. Keep grinding.
All right, we did it with the Godfather's blessing.
That's right. There you go.
Look, Bob disappeared on us.
He's upset. He's dead.
Yes, there he's back.
Now he's back. Now he's muted.
Yeah.
This is a great way. Maldacito wants to know what games I've got. I've got NBA Jam. I got the brand new Mortal Kombat Legacy Edition, Mortal Kombat 1, 2, 3, and a bunch of other games. I got TMNT Turtles in Time, and I've got Golden Tee.
His favorite.
Joel Certain in the chat there. Joel Certain paid for all of them. Paid for all of the super chats.
Getting them super chats in there, man.
Love Joel. Dude, Joel, we did a Talkin VAWLS meet and greet fan hangout. Joel, last weekend, Joel drove 4 hours. He drove 4 hours, bought a hotel room, spent the night, hung out. We had a guy that drove 3 hours. We had a guy that was in town from Texas that came to hang out. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Joel's the man.
That's
if you guys, I have no doubt, if you were monetized, Joel would have dropped you a big, nice, fat super chat because that's the type of dude he is. So you guys keep grinding, get to 1,000. And sorry, Joel says 5 hours. I hate to cut you short, man.
Hey, cheers to you, man.
We drove 6 hours to Chi-Town to go see Forbidden Door.
But I'm going to tell you what.
Exactly. Forbidden Door, not some idiot like myself.
But yeah, it's we appreciate you guys. You guys helped us get well past 100. Get that personal URL. We'll get there one of these days. And yep. But we got like I said, we got more things planned going forward, guys. We appreciate it.
2 months. It'll be our third AEW event this year.
Yep. It's going to be awesome.
Crazy.
But,
it's crazy.
Yeah. And we are all going to hook up at some point. We are going to go do that pay-per-view. Yep. Too sweet. And keep this thing going. But we appreciate it. Everybody that was here. Courtney, Joel, Leg Kick, Maldacito, Hicks Villain,
Pro Wrestling Guru,
Jason Eagleson, Lance Dumney, everybody that stopped in here, guys. Appreciate it.
We could not have hit 50 without you. So
no. And like I said, we're just like Boogie said, we're just a bunch of nerds that just love this stuff to death. And if you're like that, come hang with us every Tuesday. And
And Boogie,
thanks for helping us keep it going.
Anytime you want to come on.
Yes, sir, brother. But thanks for being here, guys. We will catch you guys later.
We're Chris and Bob.
Have a good night, guys. Bye-bye.